Coach Cam and the Professor back again with our best plays for Week 17 of the NFL season. Last week, relatively successful for me. 2-1 on game lines. Bengals covered their spread, and the Cardinals and Panthers engaged in a shootout to hit that over. Rams and Jets, poor offensive showing. I think there was some weather that I must have missed, which is horrible on my part. It's actually an embarrassing lack of judgment there. But we'll bounce back. 2-1 still get you money. Props also 2-1. Malik Neighbors hit his over on receiving yards. James Cook also had a 100-yard rushing day on like 10 carries, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was something like that.
10 or 11. Mike Evans just missed hitting his over at 74.5. He finished with 69, 68 or 69, I think. I think it was 69. Nice.
Nice.
And we hit another massive touchdown play. Tyler Higbee, back from injury, finds the end zone for a plus 600 winner, which if nothing else had hit, the fact that I had that really just made it all worth it. How'd it go for you?
2-1 on games. Panthers plus 4.5. They ended up winning the game. Bills looked absolutely horrible against the Patriots for some odd reason. So minus 14 didn't even really come close. And then
No, that
Falcons
was a
minus
nail biter for no reason.
yeah, no reason at all. Falcons minus 8.5, banged 34-7. So 2-1 on game lines, 1-2 on freaking player props because Josh Allen decided to do nothing because the Bills did nothing. And then Trey McBride decided, okay, the 1 week that we bet on him, I'm not going to get 12 targets. I'm going to get 3. So yeah. But then Jamar, last play of the game that did not need to be thrown at all. Free play, touchdown, bangs is over in yards, and also helps me win and go to the fantasy championship. Appreciate it.
Might even be more important.
I had that and the Devin Achan touchdown when the game was over as well.
Some garbage time.
Yeah,
Garbage time wins.
it was great. But it was kind of offset by the Anthony Richardson overturned touchdown where he was clearly in, not even close, not and especially not enough to overturn it.
No.
So yeah, and then Michael Penix, I don't even know if he had a rushing attempt. So he did not score a touchdown.
I don't remember him leaving the pocket much.
No, he
Looks
did
good
not at all.
though. Looked
He did
good
look
though.
good.
Liked how he
Had
played.
some zip. Had some
Yep.
zip on his passes.
Yeah, it definitely comes out more firm than Kirk Cousins has
Oh
the
yeah.
last few weeks. All right, so that'll do it for the recap. Let's get rolling with the plays, game lines for the week 17. Go ahead and start us off. Since you took my first one, do my first one that you took, so everyone knows that we both had this.
Chargers -5 versus the Patriots. It's pretty
Great
low
play.
spread.
It's a good idea. Yeah, good idea.
It's pretty low spread, I feel like, because I mean, yes, they did just cover against the Bills, but I think the Bills are kind of just prepping for the playoffs. The Chargers still at least have to win to clinch. They haven't clinched yet. They're at like 99%, but they still need to win. And I think Jim is the type of guy to be like, okay, we're not in yet, so we have to keep playing 100%.
They got rest advantage too. They played last Thursday, so they should go into that game feeling pretty good. I am replacing my Chargers -5 with the Giants under 16.5 point total. So I'm going to go under 16.5. I don't really have to explain this much. They don't have a good quarterback. They don't have a good offense. They have, I think, more clearly than any other team, have completely given up on the season. Like, I think more so than anyone else. So 16.5 seems like too many points to score against the Colts. I'm going to take their under.
Yeah, it's pretty high, to be honest. Staying in that game, though, I have Colts -7, backing the guy behind me right here. I think it'll be kind of a low-scoring game, maybe like 20-10, 23-10, something like that. So I don't think I think it'll be kind of more defensive than we expect. But Colts -7, still fighting for their lives in the playoffs. And I think they'll be able to get it done.
I like that one. I am going to go with Panthers over 19.5 points scored. They're playing the Bucks. They have already scored 23 against the Bucks last time they played. I think this team has just embraced the role of spoiler. And I mean, every game they play, besides maybe one over the last 8 weeks, I think they've looked great, really competitive. Not necessarily resulting in wins, which is kind of like the perfect scenario if you're them. Like you don't necessarily want to win, but you also want to look competitive, and they've been doing both. I think they come out divisional matchup. I think they come out play hard, and I think it turns into a little bit of a shootout. So I'm going to go Panthers over 19.5.
Yeah, I like that one. Before I get into my last one, we're technically live on Twitch, so we got
We
some
have chats.
chats. We got some chats going on. Georgia Tech sold. Yeah, we were watching that game.
The
The
refs,
refs,
brother. The
yeah,
refs. Look, y'all. All right, I don't want to go. Um, there's a little bit of ACC bias in this, like, but also like Georgia Tech gets to choose how they respond, and they didn't respond well. Like they faced this adversity, and like you could tell it kind of got to them, and they started getting undisciplined, like unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Even the coach got one. But this, did you see the man get drilled trying to catch the punt? And they're like,
yeah,
no, that looks okay. They're going to start the ball at the 2. So then they go 3 and out, punt it away, and then there's a 3rd and long. Diego throws this ball out of bounds that's not catchable. I mean, it's catchable, but it's catchable out of bounds, and they get a phantom pass interference call, and now all of a sudden it's first and 10 on their 20. They score there, and it just spiraled. And then the Georgia Tech almost came back and made it competitive anyways. I feel like if those things don't happen, I don't know if they win, but like it's not a game where you're like, well, that got out of hand in a hurry.
yeah. I had Vandy plus 2.5. I was not actively watching. I saw it was 14-13 in the third. I was like, oh, so we're pacing well. And then all of a sudden it was 35-13. I was like, what the heck happened?
I'm not a referee blamer, but they did not help at all. Blame Georgia Tech a little bit. They choose how they respond. That is my sister. Thank you.
Yes, Coach Cam is the best we know. And also, Lions money line. I think the Lions win. It's just the value we have it at is minus 195, so there's not really much
Yeah,
value there.
it's not. We're not allowed to play anything. My limit's like minus 130 for the
Yeah,
guys.
that's
I don't.
that's
I don't
usually
play
what
anything
I
over.
do.
Yeah.
I don't mind the minus 3.5 what their spread is now. Because I mean, this the 49ers, their season's over. So I mean, I think it's pretty fair there. But I think the Lions, they will win, and the money line is a play. Maybe putting in a parlay I like. But
Yeah, maybe like a
straight up,
same
maybe
game.
not. Yeah.
Same game Lions with, maybe Gibbs over rushing yards or something like that because he's going to, and you can lower the line on Gibbs rushing yards if you want to do something like that and then make it close to even.
And then for this one, we'll get into it more on Monday when we're here for college football. This one's more NFL.
Not
Um,
safe at all.
I actually kind of like the value of it.
I think I'm going to pick it, but I don't like safe. Like that's a lean. That's not a lock. That's a
Yeah,
lean.
it's going to be a good game. If I'm taking anything, I mean, if Georgia's going to win, it's most likely going to be by more than 2, and so that's the spread. You can get a better
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
But if anything, my lean right now is probably, depending on what the number is, 44. It's probably the under.
I think it's the under for me.
Yeah.
I see a rock fight. It's like 16-13 or something.
I think going into my last NFL game line play, Falcons
Yep.
Commanders over 47.5. I really
love that
like
one.
this one.
Yeah, I love that
Commanders
one.
are going to score on the trash Falcons defense, and then I think the Falcons with Penix can do a little bit here and there.
Yeah. You
So
can tell there's like some pep in their step. Like the offense just looks like it's functioning at a higher level. Like
and
they're
Bijan
playing they're
was
playing for him.
Bijan looked good last week and has looked good all year basically. So
Yep.
we'll be able to run the ball as well.
Yep. My last one, I'm going to go Dolphins minus 6.5 over the Browns. This is another one that I don't really have to explain too much. The Browns are the team that has given up the second most out of all of the teams in the NFL behind the Giants. Dolphins still have something to play for a little bit, but their playoff hopes are dwindling. But I still think they win this one fairly easily. The offense is kind of clicking on all cylinders for them and has been for the last couple weeks. So they definitely score enough to win, and the Browns do not score enough to keep up. So I like the cover there. Let's go to player props. What you got?
We'll go Saquon Barkley over 19.5 longest rush. facing who is it again? The Cowboys, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
Cowboys.
trash run defense. He can get 20 yards on a run. He had like a 70-yard touchdown run last week. So I mean, 20 I feel like is a low number. But yeah, we can go into the one that you stole from me in the player props.
Yep, yep. So yeah. I mean, there's some give and take in this relationship. So I'm gonna go Bucky Irving over 70. Did you have 80 and a half? I can do 80 and a half.
I had 80 and a half.
I just saw it at 79 and a half. So,
It's the
but I'll
same
take
thing.
I'll 79 and a half, whatever you see, 79 and a half, 80 and a half. He needs 80 yards to get to 1,000 on the season. So the line's like actually perfect. So I'm like, this is an auto. He might run for 180 against the defense he's facing. The Panthers have the 32nd ranked run defense. So his over is a pretty safe play.
My next one, we're going chalk. And it's the one that was replacing Bucky Irving. Jamar over 93 and a half receiving yards. I get he's facing the Broncos. I get there's Patrick Surtain. He doesn't follow. They'll probably put Surtain on T and then double Jamar, which is what they normally do. And still Jamar goes crazy. And this is probably what the most important game of the season for the Bengals.
Yep.
If they win, then they got a shot going into the last week. If they lose, season's over. So I think him and Joe will go crazy. So 93 and a half, I feel like is a slam dunk.
All he needs is one play, and the Broncos have Levi Wallace out there, who is the worst DB in all of football. If they scheme him to where he matches up with Levi, you have an automatic 97-yard touchdown right there, and you're going to hit your over in one play. So I like that one. If Surtain followed, if he shadowed more, I would be more worried about it, but he's going to get opportunities. My second one, we're going to go TJ Hawkinson over 43 and a half. I actually really like that. It's a nice low line for him. Packers are leaky over the middle. The linebacker core is very, like, not a lot of depth at linebacker. They got Cooper there, but then after him, there's a lot of injuries going on. So I think there's going to be a lot open in the middle of the field. And they're going to have a lot of their attention on the two receivers on the outside. I think Hawkinson gets some easy yardage over 43 and a half.
For sure. Now, I know we did it probably, 2-3 weeks ago. The Worthy over 2.5 rush yards. It's a receiver. This one's backed again. Jaden Reed over 2.5 rush yards. The Vikings allow about 1 to 2 rush attempts from the receivers a game, and they average about 7 yards a carry. Jaden Reed has 17 carries on the year and has only played 15 games.
Yep.
That's more than one carry a game. And he's averaging about 9 yards a carry. So he's pretty good at it. So Jaden Reed over 2.5 rush yards.
The math is mathing on that one. My last one, I'm running this one back until he misses. Brock Bowers over 66 and a half receiving yards. Anytime this thing is under 70, I'm just going to take it. They don't have anyone else to really throw the ball to outside of him. He's clearly their number one option, and they're facing a Saints defense that does not do well against tight ends. So I think this one is just a match made in heaven. Over 66 and a half, probably my most confident play. I don't know, that one or Bucky. Those are my two where it's like the matchups are just heavily favor them. All right. I hit my touchdown last week. Oh, what do we got?
What is a ATD 4 to 5 legger? I could be showing my stupidity here, but I'm not sure. I mean, I can give you a 4 to 5 leg parlay if you want. Just check Twitter. I give you one probably about every weekend.
I saw a 3-leg.
Yeah, I did
saw a
3-leg on
3-leg.
Thursday night football. Didn't even really come close because I had the over and the game ended 6-3.
I think you said that one was going to be a exciting, high-scoring affair.
Yes, I did. We don't have to bring that up.
I liked it too, so I was kind of with you. All right, we're almost done. Who do you have for your? I hit my touchdown last week, but you didn't, so you got to have a bounce back now, so we
This
can
is
be
my
tied
week.
again. What do you got?
Malik Washington, wide receiver, Dolphins. He's getting more involved, and
Definitely.
honestly, plus 300 for good value right there. I think he had probably 4 or 5 catches last week. He just didn't get in the end zone.
Yep.
Now we know. I know they like to go to Jonnu or go to A-Chain, usually in the red zone. Tyreek is pretty bad. But I think Malik Washington gets in this week. Maybe kind of like a little like crossing route, something like that. Maybe even a deep ball. Because I mean, they don't throw those very often to Tyreek anymore for some crazy reason. Maybe
It
they'll
might be
throw
his
one to
hand.
Malik.
It might be his hand. I think his hand's been bothering him like the whole year. So there's
He's just
certain
washed.
balls that he might be done. What was the value on that one?
Plus 300.
I like it. Mine is also a plus 300. I am going to go with Foster Moreau. Revenge game versus former team. That would be the Raiders, for those of you who don't know. They're going to run a play for him in the red zone. There's going to be a play specifically for him run in the red zone. He just has to catch it. So keep an eye on it. He will get the pass attempt will happen to him in the end zone. He just has to come down with it. He has a history of dropping those. If you remember, he had like one of those horrible game-losing drops on a catch in the end zone year before last, I think. So this is where he gets his vengeance. That's all I have. You got anything before we go?
No, just going back to that ATD 4 to 5 legger. DM me on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, and I will. As soon as I figure out what that is, I got you. I just don't know. Sorry. Uh, if you're still in here, put it in the chat. We can do it. But yeah, I I do apologize. I do not know what it is.
All good. Okay, that is all I have too. That's gonna do it. Almost done with the regular season, Will. Kind of sad. We
I
gotta.
know.
I mean, our minds turn toward the playoffs though, and we'll continue this through the postseason, I'm sure. And then after that, we get ready for baseball season, which I am also excited about.
Yes.
We will be back Monday, all four of us, for official preview of the second round of the college football playoff. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Peace.